Okay, now we'll do the naming. First time I'll write some formula. This is one alcohol. This is another alcohol. This is one alcohol. This is another alcohol. This is one. This is another one. This is another one. And this is another one. So I'll write both the common name and the IUPAC name. Now, when you write the common name of alcohol, see the alkyl group, what alkyl group is present. 1 carbon alkyl group is called methyl, 2 carbon alkyl group is called ethyl, 3 carbon alkyl group is called propyl, 4 carbon alkyl group is called butyl, you know. So here the alkyl group is methyl. So when you write the common name, simply you write methyl alcohol. So first time I will give you the common names. This is methyl alcohol. Here the alkyl group is ethyl, that's why it is called ethyl alcohol. Here this is propyl group, 3 carbon present, and this is also propyl group, 3 carbon present. Actually there are two types of propyl. If it is on straight chain, no branching present, then it is called normal propyl, and if it contains branching, then it is called isopropyl. So there are two types of propyl. One is normal propyl when it is in straight, and when it contains branching, then it is called isopropyl, and that's why the name of this alcohol is N-propyl alcohol. I mean normal propyl alcohol, and this is isopropyl alcohol. So there are two propyl group. One is normal propyl and one is isopropyl. This is butyl because 4 carbon present. This is also contain 4 carbon. This is also butyl. This also contain 4 carbon butyl. This also contain 4 carbon butyl. I mean there are 4 types of butyl. So first time you should know what are the name of this butyl group. As you have got, there are two types of propyl. Like this, there are 4 types of butyl. This is in straight chain, no branching. That's why this is called normal butyl, N-butyl, normal butyl alcohol. This one contains branching. That's why it is called isobutyl alcohol, like propyl. And this one also contains branching, but the OH containing carbon is secondary carbon. Due to presence of secondary carbon, it is called secondary butyl. Secondary, you can write 2 degree also, you can write SEC also in short form, secondary butyl alcohol. And this is tertiary carbon, OH containing carbon is tertiary, that's why this is called tertiary butyl alcohol. TERT you can write in short form, tertiary butyl alcohol. So there are 4 butyl: normal, iso, secondary, tertiary. You should know the difference. Now I want to tell you one thing. What is the difference between iso and secondary? In iso, the OH containing carbon is primary carbon, and in secondary, OH containing carbon is secondary. So when the functional group containing carbon is secondary, then you write secondary. And in case of primary carbon, if the OH containing carbon is primary and branching is present, then you write iso. So that is the difference between iso and secondary. But you may get one confusion. In case of propyl, the OH containing carbon, this is primary or secondary? This is secondary, but I have written iso. I have told you in case of secondary carbon you have to write secondary, but here I have written iso. Actually in case of propyl, since only 3 carbon present, that's why iso and secondary both are same. You can write iso also, you can write secondary propyl alcohol also. So you cannot distinguish the iso and secondary in case of 3 carbon. If it contains more than 3 carbon, then you can distinguish who is iso, who is secondary. So that is why in case of propyl, this one you can write isopropyl alcohol also, you can write secondary propyl alcohol also. Now about the IUPAC name. As you know, to write the IUPAC name, first time you have to numbering the carbon. So here only one carbon present, that's why it should be number 1. Here 2 carbon present, since this carbon contain OH group, that's why it should be number 1, it should be number 2. Here this carbon must be number 1 because it contain OH group containing carbon 1, 2, 3. Here this carbon contain OH, but this carbon should not be number 1 because it is present in middle position. You know, when you consider the chain, always from the terminal position you have to count. That's why 1, 2, 3, like this you have to consider. And here this is terminal carbon, you can number 1, 2, 3, 4. This carbon is number 1 because it contains OH. Here this carbon is terminal, that's why it must be number 1, 2, 3. This is branching. Here this carbon is not terminal, this is terminal carbon, so numbering should be from this position 1, 2, 3, 4. And here this carbon is not terminal, that's why 1, 2, 3. 3 carbon you will get. So now the name. How many carbon? 1 carbon. 1 carbon is called methane, and for alcohol you have to add the suffix "ol". I mean methane plus "ol", the name is methanol. This is 2 carbon, ethanol. Ethane plus "ol", you can write ethanol. Here it contains 3 carbon, that's why you can write propanol, or you can write propane 1-ol. Why write 1? Because OH group is present with number 1 carbon, that's why propane 1-ol. Here also 3 carbon, propane, all is present in second carbon, that's why it is said to be propane 2-ol. In case of propyl group, there are 2 positions, 1 and 2, that's why you have to mention the position. This is butane 1-ol, don't write last E when you write "ol". This is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 means propane, but second carbon contain one methyl group. This is your branching group, that's why 2 methyl, 3 carbon means propane 1-ol. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, all carbonary numbering, no branching. 4 carbon present, that's why butane, and all is present with second carbon, that's why butane 2-ol. And the last carbon, this one and this one outside of numbering. In numbering you have got 3, that's why propane. So it should be 2-methyl propane 2-ol. So this is the process how to write the IUPAC name. So these are some examples. Now I'll give you some another examples. This is one of the alcohol, OH. This ring is called cyclohexane. This is not benzene. If benzene contains OH, that is not called phenol. This is here double bond is absent, that's why it is called cyclohexane, and that's why the common name, if you want to write, it is called cyclohexyl alcohol. Cyclohexyl alcohol. And if you want to write IUPAC, cyclohexane plus "ol", cyclohexanol. Like this you can write IUPAC. This is one of the alcohol. Its common name is benzyl alcohol, already I have given. And here number should be here, not in ring. So that's why it is called 1-phenyl. The benzene ring is called phenyl, 1-phenyl methanol. Like this way you can write the name. This is one of the alcohol, already you have got the common name of this. This is called glycol, ethylene glycol, and 1, 2, that's why it is called ethane 1, 2 diol. 2-ol present, that's why I have written diol. One is present in number 1, another is present in number 2, that's why ethane 1, 2 diol. So like this way you can write the IUPAC naming. But this compound is not called alcohol, huh? When benzene contain one OH, this is called phenol. This is not alcohol, huh? This is not alcohol. If ring contain OH group, then it is not called alcohol. It is called phenol. So this is about the naming. Thank you.